We're here on the USDCAD 60. We have a Gartley pattern that's set up, and I've actually used this Gartley as an entry into a bigger move shorts. It's looking like this, playing for a retest of the lows and an extension as well. Let's go ahead here and just remove the orders. Take a look at the higher time frame analysis. So my bias on this trade on the market is still short, and the reason for that is because we had a 3-point move. There's your 3-point move. We saw a pullback, and we did kind of double top here. We did a retest and then a break below, close below, and we have now also closed below this level. So I am looking at the market coming lower. Let's go to the 240. Right, so if I put a structure level on, just delete it actually, let's put a structure level on here, and let's just highlight these wicks. So this is the area that I'm paying attention to. We're seeing a pullback into this zone right now. Let's look left. We also have this, and we also have this as well. So it could be an area here where we could see a shorting opportunity. Let's go to the 60, and what we then have in the wicks is we have this Gartley pattern. Okay, this Gartley completes up here. We have already put in an inverted hammer. It does come in at the psychological number 13200, and since we're looking at that trend continuation, then I'm looking for targets just above the closes here. And for secondary targets, if we go out to the 240, I'm looking for, we can come a lot lower than this. 1 second. I do think we're going to see another break to the downside here. But anyway, yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Targets, secondary targets, 3105. So we are 5 pips above that psychological number, 13100, and as you can see, we're well within the wicks here. So quite a nice opportunity this. 17 of risk, reward 41, secondary targets around 90. We're back for an update. You can see here, if I just fatten this up a little bit, we actually had quite a nice rejection from this pattern. We came down, failed to go any lower, and now we've pulled back up. Where have we pulled back up to? Well, look left. We've come up and tested once. We've just come up and tested again. The RSI was overbought with divergence, putting us in a double top. So stops can go just an ATR above the high now. And there's nothing else to this. We had quite a nice rejection here on the 60. We never got a lower close, but we used the Gartley as the entry. It hit the fib targets, retraced, but we're still in the trade. So just because we didn't see the continuation from the Gartley doesn't mean we shouldn't still be in the trade. So we're still in it. Nothing has changed. It is a case now of either being stopped out or targets being hit. We're back. This is the situation. I am now 2 pips down. So in this situation, what's gone on here? We know we had the double top. It also put in a smaller advanced pattern here looking like this. And then it's rallied up from there. The problem is that the trade has not hit its potential targets. If we go out to the 60 and take a look at this, we have in no way come close to those targets. If we come to the 240, take a look. On the 240, yes, you can say that we've actually hit those wicks. And we had a big lower close, and then we've seen this candle get sucked all the way back up. So the fact is there's nothing I can do here. The risk has been reduced to just above these highs here. What have I gone here? 5 pips above the highs, something like that. And there's nothing else to do. So if I take a loss here, it'll be a loss of 14 pips. But this could very well be coming back up for a 26.18. The problem is that the double top has already played out and hit this structure level. But you do see this, you know, just because it's hit that structure level doesn't mean that it won't retrace for a 2618 and come lower. So I certainly don't want to sabotage the trade and potentially you know, exit now for a lot for break even, or I take a 14 pip hit, but still run the risk of still run the chance of hitting targets for 40 odd pips. So yeah, a bit of a stinker. We was right with the direction, targets, right with the targets to be honest with you, but just didn't quite come down low enough. But the trade isn't over yet. We're back 7 pips down now. We have CAD news out in less than a minute, so looking like, to be honest, unless we see an instant reversal here, I'm going to be stopped out of this trade, which went heavily in my favour. But we are at the psychological number 13200. We'll just have to wait and see when this news comes out what happens with it. Just resume the video, just come back to the chart and look at that for a spike. That stinks. Look at that. 30 pips up and it just retraced instantly. So nothing to do but still leave the trade and wait. Okay, just resume the video. I've now been taken out there for those reduced stops for minus 14 pips. What a... you know, it's when you're right, when you get your entry, you have your correct stop placement, and you just fail to get down that little bit further. News came out, we saw a big spike lower, back down to the structure level. It is one of those things. It would have been really nice there to bank those pips and certainly play for the extension, but wasn't meant to be.